Hello, everyone. It's Coach Williams here, Dr. Williams, and we're going to go over a couple of slides for you here today on caffeine and performance, an update. I've been getting a lot of messages and emails about caffeine and performance. First thing I want to tell you is that it's not new for sport. Okay, it's been around for a really long time, even back in the Roman times. Okay, they've been using this stuff for a really long time. It's nothing new. More research coming out from 1970 on, so I want to kind of fill you in. It's been around forever. It is the most widely used, widely available drug in the world. We'll talk about this in another slide as well, but just be aware that caffeine is available, ready and available, all kinds of substances. You're responsible for it. Be responsible for what you're putting in your body at all times, okay? So if you don't know the content, do not take it. But most commonly, you'll see it in beans, coffee beans, tea leaves, sports drinks, various sports drinks, and supplements as well. There are some benefits to caffeine use. Several studies have pointed out cognitive awareness, alert level, especially for training. Also during travel, if you're traveling, you're feeling a little bit off, sometimes a cup of coffee or two will kind of help set you right, or if you're a little bit flat that day. Possibly some motor skill improvement as well as some endurance event benefit. Also, some studies from 2017 do show it has some improvements in sprint performance, some improvements in vertical jump, and agility and accuracy possibly. In my work with Team USA and USA Fencing, also in the sport of Olympic weightlifting, there's some fine motor question marks. Okay, that means your targeting may or may not be improved with caffeine. So if you think about being in the zone, okay, everything slows down, you're calm. Shooters, for example, targeting sports, sometimes they do a little bit better calm, so caffeine may not be the best option for shooting sports. And keep in mind, just like everything else, there are disadvantages. Okay, it's a drug. Okay, it's a drug. Your body treats it like a drug. As such, there's no drug without a side effect. Okay, it's impossible. So you have quality and quantity of sleep. Okay, which may have injury implications. Meaning, we've done studies and we've seen studies that athletes that sleep more get injured less. Okay, so remember that sleep trumps caffeine. So if you're taking caffeine and it's messing with your sleep, it is totally not worth it. Also, GI distress, you can get jittery and anxious, which we talked about limiting you for targeting sports. May not affect everyone equally. Person to person, there's athlete variability. Also, gender to gender may not be the same for males and females. Sports that seem to benefit the most are team sports: soccer, track and field, basketball, strength and power sports, powerlifting, weightlifting, and endurance sports, as we mentioned sooner. Anything with intermittent, where I got to constantly move, then burst and sprinting seems to show some benefit. Again, question marks with targeting and fine motor skills. I mentioned this in an earlier slide. Remember that it is banned by the NCAA as a banned substance, and so you're responsible for what you put in your body. Okay, so be responsible for that. To the left here, I have some common examples. If you can't see the amount of caffeine that's in it, okay, don't take it. Period end. Period end. You have to be responsible for what you're putting in your body. So how much can you take? There's some athlete variability. Low doses may work just fine. There's some studies done by that show like 200 milligrams, which is basically 8 to 12 ounces, a cup of coffee, something like that. So around 200 milligrams would be fine if you want to give it a whirl. Just keep in mind, higher doses, 5 to 6 milligram per kilogram, probably going to put you over the legal amount that you're allowed to be ingested. Keep in mind, this is basically a nice little chart that shows you the various amounts in different things. But caffeine concentration over 50 micrograms per milliliter, or 500 milligrams, which is 6 to 8 cups, okay, will result in a positive drug test if you're drug tested by the NCAA. So 1 to 2 to 3 cups, I'd probably call it there within about 1 hour before exercise. And really the most important slide, I think, in this whole presentation is this slide. The takeaway: caffeine is not magic. Drugs aren't magic. You're not going to take it and just magically be better. It doesn't work like that. The big takeaway is here: listen to your skill coaches, your nutritional recommendations from your nutritional coaches, strength conditioning coaches, things such as plyometric, 1 rep max squatting, vertical jump, these kind of things, practicing with intent, teamwork. These are the most important things, way more important than caffeine. If you're not currently taking caffeine and all your, how should we say, statistics are great, I wouldn't start taking caffeine just for some benefit. But if you want to try it, a couple cups, low dose, might be worth a shot, okay? If you'd like to read further, here's the references from this presentation. And as always, please feel free to reach out to me personally if you have any questions. Thank you very much.